So you don't complain about it to your boss, only to your colleagues and
Yeah,
coworker.
my colleagues and my boss. Sometimes with my boss, but it's not my boss not really can solve the problem. So I just complain with my friends and my colleagues.
I see. What is your job, Harry?
I'm working as a banker.
A banker, I see.
Yeah,
Yes, I think so. Because bank systems are very slow. As a customer, as a client myself, I always have to take the line and it's super slow.
yeah.
That's
I'm working
right.
in a
Mm.
private bank in my company. So the system not really good as
Mhm.
some state bank like other banks. So sometimes it's really slow and the quality is really bad. Sometimes I feel that I can't serve the customer really well.
That's true. I often really see a lot of people getting impatient
Yeah,
on some requests to the banks. Yes, and they always complain. Customers only complain to the person that is helping them. But if you also are trying to complain about your system as well, it can be helped that the you will be more uncomfortable because the customers are complaining to you, but you
yeah,
cannot do anything about it
yeah,
yourself because you also don't like that kind of very slow system.
yeah. All
It's
right.
very hard then. Have you
Yeah,
been working in that company for or that bank for quite long now?
yeah. I have been working in this bank for 3 years.
For 3 years now, and it's still the same slow system.
Yes, because it's not a really famous bank, so it's just a private bank. So the technology is not really good at here. So and we have to try to keep
Mm.
up with the another bank in the serving customer.
Yes, you have a lot of competitors in serving customers. That's true. Yes. Have you ever thought of changing a new bank?
Yes, but I just want to work for a long time in this bank, but so I think that in the future maybe I would move on to another bank that have the better technology and have better systems for serving customer.
hmm Yes. Have you been complaining about this very slow system ever since the start of your job in this bank? Is it just like that ever since you arrived?
Yes, but at the past they also have the reasons for why they cannot support us really well in the job. So I also propose some things that to my boss and also to the higher positions in my bank, but it's not really efficient. And so I just can complain with my colleagues who sit next to me, and so we just get the sympathy of each other, and it not really can solve the problems.
Yeah. Mm, yes. If you can only just complain and there is no solution from your boss or from the bank itself, it's quite difficult to really resolve the same kind of complaint. It will just go on and on and on. It will be never ending, I think. So hopefully they can try to make changes on it and quite improve the quality of the service that you can give to the clients or customers. Is that right?
Yeah, but this sorry, but I
Mm,
think that your connections have trouble
I think
because
so too. I
I see
couldn't
it
hear
have an
you well
interruption when
sometimes.
you are talking.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
have
guess so.
learned
Well,
in P2 with many teachers before, but I haven't had trouble with the connections.
huh. Okay, one second.
Sorry.
Let me try to see it.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry
Okay.
about
Can
it.
we
I'm not
continue?
so sure if it's really my connection. On my end, it says it's okay, but I'm not really sure on why it's not so clear at the moment. All right. So I think we left off by complaints. Okay. So I think, of course, it's really normal to have complaints on something that you're not satisfied about. Okay. Do you also do like regular meetings in your bank?
Meeting? Where regular meeting?
Yes, do you do regular meetings to try to share your complaints? Not
Yeah.
really
We
tell your
usually
complaints, but share. Mm.
yeah, we usually have the annual meetings. I mean that's a weekly meetings with my boss and also with other uh, other departments of my companies, and we show all the troubles that we have when we are working, and we also propose some solutions for uh, changing the situation, how to improve the system to be better. And but you know that there are a lot of reasons the other departments they respond to us, and because of the systems, because of the technology not really good, because of the time and a lot of reasons. So normally they just receive the complaints about that, but not really have the good solution to solve the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, so it has been going on for quite some time already, and they are aware of these problems already, but because they have lack of resources, like the technology that they are using or equipments that they are using.
Yeah,
I
right.
see. All right. Hopefully, yes, the bank can really have to make a better move to resolve those problems. So this department will not complain anymore, and your department will not complain anymore, and as well as the customers will not complain to you anymore, right?
Yeah, the directors
Which
of the company.
department are you, Harry?
I'm working in the sales department.
Oh, the sales department, like those that are offering insurances.
No, I'm working in the bank. So I giving the loans for customers.
Ah, okay. Not the
Yeah,
insurances portion, but the loans ones are house loans, vehicle
yeah, in
loans, or
insurance and bond and
mm,
deposit also is one small part in my job, but
mm,
mostly I will work to supply the loans for customer.
so you naturally speak to the customer themselves in the customer service area of the bank. So you're a
Yeah,
frontliner person in the bank because you
yeah,
deal with the
directly.
customer themselves.
Yeah, directly I have to work with the customers, so I talk with them and I I get the complaints from them, and uh,
True.
yeah, a lot of complaints of the customer, so I have to respond to them how to make them be satisfied with my service and to keep them continue to work with us and give me and my bank's profits. Yeah,
To keep a relationship with them, of course. That's right. Because without the customers, yes, there's no money in the bank, of course.
Yeah,
So they're really very important to you. So you have to really make them satisfy and strengthen their bonds or trust in your bank other than rather than moving to another bank because they're not satisfied. That would be very terrible to hear.
yeah. And the
Have
director,
you ever, sorry?
the boss, the boss of the bank, the directors, they promise with us, their employees that the system,
Uh-huh.
the technology will be improved yearly in the future. But we are waiting for that a lot. But it happens happen to us.
Mm. They just keep on promising every year.
Yeah, give a lot of promises.
Yes. So you also cannot do anything but also just keep trying to really make the customers understand how slow the system is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to
It's really
confide with
difficult to satisfy that.
yeah, had to confide with customer and about the best quality of the bank and try to make the relationship good relationship with them by other things like sometimes I give them a gift for birthday and I give them uh, another benefits that they can receive from my service than just
Oh,
the cost
compliment.
of the
Uh-huh.
bank.
You're giving them compliment because of these slow systems, so they will not hesitate to leave. I
Yeah,
see. And feel more comfortable.
yeah, to make them to
Mm.
come with us because if the system is bad, we have to compensate that by the other things. Yeah, by our uh, enthusiasm, by our helping. Yeah, and we always eager to help them.
Mm. Yeah, but customers always really expect fast actions for their every request. Like me, I went to the bank to my bank maybe 3 weeks ago. I went to my bank to ask a bank certificate. Do you
Yeah.
offer that one in your bank as well? Bank certificate.
Mm.
Yeah,
No, it's not my department. Not the duty of my department.
okay. It's separate. Yes. Yeah. I asked for a bank certificate 3 years ago. 3 weeks ago, and it took me like 2 hours to wait.
Yeah, true.
It's very very
You know that
inconvenient.
we have to depend on the other departments to give the
Mm,
customer one service or products, not
mm,
just our department. So if another department they work really slowly, so it's affect to the quality of my department. But
mm.
we are the people who directly contact with the customer, so the customer just complain with us about the
True.
yeah about the so slow quality, yeah, so
That's
slow
right.
service.
Yeah,
But
being the
we
frontliner is very disadvantaged rather than the ones that are not facing the customers. They don't see the
yeah,
complaints.
yeah, they can't see the complaints and they don't understand. That's how we have to hurry, how we have to uh,
Mm.
want to do quickly like that. They can understand
Yes.
that.
Yeah. Customers always expect very fast reply on every request, always, all the time, because
Yeah,
expectations are always really high because they think they are clients. They're really important people in your bank. Yeah.
they plan, they have the money and they want to get the best service from the bank.
Yes,
So if
that's
we can
true.
give the best service, they can move to another bank, and we have
Mm.
to compete with another bank to get those customers back.
Mm. Do you also feel very uncomfortable every time you see a very irritated customer or client in front of you?
Yeah, actually, we feel really confused when the customer being irritated with our service. But yeah, we have been learned about how to respond to those situations, and we always have to
Mm.
keep calm, and
Yes. And stay
try to
professional. Yeah.
make them less irritated, and we can with, for example, we can give them a cup of tea or to
To
yeah
calm down.
yeah to make them calm down. With some customer, they really irritated and they can shout loudly in the bank,
Yes,
and
that's true. I often see that one. Yeah, especially older people, older clients, very
yeah.
impatient and solely easy to be irritated.
But I'm really sympathetic with those customers because
Mm,
they are receiving the bad service and it
mm,
not satisfy them, so they can really easy to irritate it like that.
that's right. Some people are not as sympathetic as you. So probably if somebody is irritated to them, it makes their blood boil as well.
Yeah,
And they also become angry or irritated to the customer, and the customer is already even more irritated, and it will really create a problem. That's why you
yeah,
have trainings on how to deal with those kind of irritated customers, right?
yeah. They can make
Mm.
themselves blood boil, and we have
Mm.
to respond with those situations. It's really hard, but it's in the skills of respond to complaints, and we have
Mm.
learned that. Yeah,
Yes, the stress that you have inside, you cannot let it out because you cannot do that due to customer rights. Yes, they may be very irritated already, but you cannot also respond the same kind of irritation to them, even if yourself are also irritated on the very slow system that you have.
yeah, right.
Mm. That's right. Yes. It will just create more trouble. It's like putting oil to fire. So it will create bigger fire instead. Yes. Not a good solution, of course, like always. Mm.
Yeah, we
Set
okay.
aside the training that you had. Naturally, are you a very patient person?
Yeah, I'm a patient person. I'm not
Mm.
really being irritated or be
Mm.
in fire when I discuss with my friends, my colleagues, or when uh, I'm get the complaints from the customer. I just try to calm myself and just uh, tell them about the troubles, tell them about the situation, and to find the solution to solve the problems in camp.
Mm.
Yeah,
You make them understand why this is taking so long.
yeah. Try to
Mm.
explain with them the reasons why the system is have the trouble of the system, and to
Mm.
get their satisfaction, yeah, satisfaction,
Mm.
and try to promise that the system would be improved in the future.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means you never had an experience that you have a very bad day because the customer complained so much to you. And then when you go home, you were thinking it was really your fault and then you wanted to quit the job. No, it never happened to you, Harry.
Yes, it did happen to me in the past
Oh.
when I haven't been taught uh, how to solve those problems, how to face
Mm.
with those troubles. I just uh, saw them naturally, and it make the customer get much more irritation. And yeah, they are in fire and they they shout, they scold me, and they
Mm.
respond with the boss, and I continue to be scolded. scolded by the boss.
Scolded by the boss later.
And yeah, I feel that like uh, it's really bad. I feel it's really bad,
Mm,
and I have no spirit to continue working. But
mm,
later uh, I console myself that it's not the end of the world, and I continue
mm.
working, and I learned how to solve quicker problems, and yeah, I think that I'm mature, more mature at present, and can solve those problems.
You keep positive despite all those. That's why you're able to keep your job and not quit at all.
Yeah,
I think being so patient is really your key to be able to stay in your company. And you
yeah,
wanted to stay there longer also. That's your desire to be so loyal and keep that company despite the very slow and always promises not provided or not not solved promises yet.
yeah. But I have to say that the environment here is quite comfortable. I mean that it's not really
Oh.
stressful. Yeah, I'm not stressed out to try to keep up with the KPIs. So I think that the environment is comfortable, and that's the reasons why I'm still working here in this bank.
Mm,
But I believe that in the future that the service, the quality of service could be improved in this bank.
your hardship will soon be paid off,
Yeah,
hopefully. If you stay in there. Okay. Harry, I'd like to say very good. Congratulations on keeping up this conversation that you were able to maintain the pace of speaking despite the internet interruption at times. Thank you so much for being so patient and understandable about it. I really appreciate it. Also, I was really able to have a good conversation with you. Your fluency is doing really well. I could commend you on that. Your grammar is too good too. You're actually doing really well on your grammar. And choices of words or vocabulary, you have a wide range of them. However, I think the only point you can improve on is your pronunciation and the
yeah,
accent. Maybe that's the most difficult part to improve for now.
yeah,
Mm. But little by little and steadily doing little steps will create better improvements in the future.
yeah. Might you,
Pronunciations.
yeah, might you give me some tips for improve the
Improve the
pronunciation
pronunciation.
later?
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you like listening to podcasts? Do you
yeah.
listen
I
to them?
I usually listen to podcasts to videos on YouTube, and
Uh-huh.
I listen a lot, but I
Mhm.
my pronunciation not really improved too much.
Oh, okay. You have done that one already. So I think it would be better for you to focus on, do you know the right tongue position and tongue, mouth, and teeth position when creating sounds on English words? I think you can look it up on the internet. There might be some videos on YouTube as well
Yeah,
to have a proper not posture, but proper structure on the mouth and your tongue to create the correct sound of your pronunciation on any words. And another thing is, once you learn those proper position on your mouth, another thing to consider is not all the time the same letters has the same sound. Sometimes they tend to change.
okay. Thank you, thank you.